All right, everyone, you know how several fact checkers no longer actively fact check the presidency and the statements of like the White House? There's probably a reason for that, because it would begin to be evident in people's minds if they were doing what they did to Trump, which is to live fact check every statement that he made. People would quickly see that Joe Biden lies at least as much as Trump does. And by the way, Trump did lie repeatedly. He's the president. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Most often, it's not so much a lie. It's the reframing of the conversation to benefit you or to be a detriment to an opponent. We'll take a look at a quote here, actually. This is from the official POTUS Twitter. So I'm just going to read this verbatim and then pick it apart. This is from Biden, obviously. Biden's staff. He doesn't use his own Twitter. He can't even put on his own goddamn socks in the morning. Our economy grew at the fastest rate in nearly 40 years during the first half of the year. Consumer confidence is up. Jobs are up. Personal income is up. Unemployment is down. We're getting America back on track. Yeah, it's the tracks that lead off a cliff, but I'll go through this. Firstly, the economy did grow at a fast rate over the last half a year. What do we know about the last half of a year because of the function of how the presidency changes? The first month, Trump's in office until January 20th. And some of that growth was momentum from the rebound in the wake of COVID and the coronatarians through Trump. Of course, prior to the first half of the year, you had even stronger economic growth technically under Trump. But again, you had lost a huge amount of wealth, and it was simply the rebound. It was faster than expected under Trump, and it was definitely good. I think that Trump prevented a Great Depression through his deregulation policies. I personally think if Hillary had been in office, we'd be in a Great Depression right now. Biden is not doing us any favors. But that's misleading. The economic growth is literally just correcting back to where we were more than a year ago. So the economy hasn't grown, it's just recovered. It's going to take like 5-10 years to undo the damage. It's like a COVID dark age, a mini ice age in your economy. Secondly, consumer confidence is not up. It's only up if you look at how it was when the economy was even more atrocious back in February or something, as opposed to today. Yes, spending is picking up. Why on earth would that happen? Oh, that's right, you opened the stores back up. Well, I can't help but rise. It has nothing to do with Biden's policies. If anything, again, consumer confidence was abnormally high under Trump. Business confidence was abnormally high under Trump. They have considerably decreased under Joe Biden. Number 3, jobs are up. No, they're not. The number of jobs that are created month over month has come in below expectations every month since Biden's been president. By the way, again, an inverse of what happened when Trump was in office. Personal income is up. Well, I haven't seen any statistics that claim that that's the case unless, again, you're looking at the entire population and saying, oh, well, you don't have 14% unemployment anymore. You only have, 6% or something. Oh, things are peachy keen. Well, yeah, obviously it's going to look like more money is being made, but that's just, again, the unemployment's still higher than it was before, and then unemployment going down. No, unemployment ticked up by 0.3 month over month for June. We have yet to see July's statistics. I bet it'll rise again. Job creation will probably be below what was expected. Inflation will be higher than expected. They'll consider it transitory again. And that's the other problem. You're not getting America back on track. You're just, by the way, all the train references from the Biden administration, isn't it just a little bit tired at this point? Sort of like when he started talking about malarkey, deliberately making himself seem old and befuddled so people wouldn't look at his record and think he was evil like Dick Cheney. Very good at acting, not so good at governing. You've got high unemployment, at least relatively high, very high inflation, unemployment arguably still rising. Labor force participation is mediocre. You've got diplomatic crises, you've got a pandemic, you've got all of these different problems. You now have a new variant, and the CDC finally admitting, yeah, by the way, people who are vaccinated can spread the virus too, and one another. Their viral load is just as high as in an unvaccinated person, but the jab will probably keep you from dying, so get it anyway. Well, it seems we were sold a pig in a poke, because that's not what we were told months ago. We were told we were crazy if we considered that a possibility. I believe that Joe Biden, less than a week ago, said, if you get vaccinated, you will not get sick from COVID. We now know fact-checking, of course, that's a lie. And this is why the fact-checkers have stopped fact-checking the presidency as much. You haven't heard nearly as much from Snopes and PolitiFact and all these groups, especially in the legacy media. When they do fact-check Biden, they stretch their necks out like a goddamn giraffe and tie it in a pretzel, trying to scratch their heads to figure out how to cast it off as anything other than pants on fire. That's when they fact-check him at all. The live fact-checking of the presidential Twitter no longer exists. It was canned the second that Biden stepped into the office. The asterisk administration. Ask yourself why that is. If Biden tells the truth so much, you'd think that people who fairly clearly generally like what he has to say, they'd want to fact-check him. You could draw a comparison between him and the evil orange Drumpfler administration. Trump lied 89% of the time. Biden tells the truth 75% of the time. He's like an angel by comparison. But they're not making that contrast now, are they? Ask yourself why that's the case. I think it's fairly evident based on this tweet as well as virtually everything else that he fucking goddamn says. That's about all. Peace out.